leaving a mass destruction of crops. Our reporter Willie Dennis Njiru has more.
Crop destruction in this 40-acre piece of land depicts a real picture of human-wildlife conflict. A herd of 14 stray elephants sending fear to residents.
I was called early this morning by the farm manager who told me some herd of elephants had invaded the farm. So I called the forest police and I called KWS, and I took my sons and we came here. KWS did come with a chopper and they were able to chase away 13 of the elephants, and they're still, as I just talked to the warden, and they're still taking them back to the forest. So he said he might not be able to come back because there's still one more stray elephant.
The herd suspected to have migrated from Mombasa in Narok County are said to have caused a massive destruction to other farms before landing here. So far, KWS officers have repulsed 13 out of 14 elephants to the forest.
Because I'm sure the animals didn't just walk overnight. They've been walking for a couple of days maybe, because it's far. Where they're going back is far. So maybe there's a way they can monitor them because they have the mechanism.
The invasion of the elephants in the area has been associated with the drought situation in the area, prompting the elephants herd to wander for greener pastures.
It's a drought. There's a lot of drought going on in the country. So I'm sure they are looking for green pastures where they can eat, where they can, and I'm sure it's a drought that's affecting them. Otherwise, we've never ever in the many years I've been farming here, we've never had issues with elephants.
However, the KWS have been put on the spot for failing to adequately contain the elephants, as compensations remains a quagmire.
So they have to do something. They can contain those animals. If they put up electric fences around the parks, the animals, like they've done at Nairobi National Park. You have a saline right there, and the animals are not able to pass the electric fence. So they have the resources, they can do that also. Put electric fences around the parks, so the animals stop coming into our farms.
They say that elephants do not forget their paths. A stray of 14 elephants did a massive destruction to this farm, with calls to the KWS to ensure that the animals are safe and subdued. Reporting for TV 47 from Maai Mahiu in Nakuru County, I'm Willie Dennis Njiru.
Well, thank you, Willie Dennis Njiru, for that report. Now, moving on, Kenyans have been lauded for maintaining peace and unity during and after the August election that saw formation of a new government with a new set of leaders. In a 3-day prayer conference held in Githunguri, Kiambu County, bishops, reverends called on Kenyans to continue with the same spirit and join the Ruto-led government in nation-building agenda.
Mganga anapotaka kufaulu katika uganga wa ile ukoo na uzao wa tumbo lako. Okay. Wanasema bali na jina kukutambulisha, jina lina
kuja kurudishia Mungu shukurani sababu ya upendo wake wa ajabu ule ambao ameleta katika nchi hii yetu ya Kenya. Hii nchi ambao tumefanya uchaguzi na hakuna mtu ambaye amemwaga damu, hakuna mtu ambaye amesukumwa na mwingine.
Katika nchi moja kuna njia za kupita kwenda kwenye nchi nyingine, lakini ndani ya hiyo nchi inapovurugika amani, wako raia wa nchi nyingine na uchumi unayumba. Uchumi ukiyumba, hasa kwetu Afrika, nchi zetu za Afrika, uchumi ukiyumba sio kitu cha kawaida. Maana yake amani ya Kenya imejenga pia mafanikio makubwa nchi zote za Afrika.
Mheshimiwa Rais, najua ni mtu mcha Mungu na ninajua ya kwamba harari akifikiria mwananchi wa kawaida. Naomba tu anavyoendelea kupanga cabinet aendelee kufikiria mwananchi wa kawaida, sababu mwananchi wa kawaida amefinyika, ameenda chini. Ukweli wa mambo, maisha ya gharama imekuwa juu zaidi. Twagojea sasa atende jambo.
And from Kiambu County, we move on to Kisumu County, where a section of stakeholders in Kisumu have vowed to champion for better environment as one way of curbing climate change in the country. Speaking in Kisumu during a performance gala themed Mother Nature staged by Sarakasi dancers, the managing director Marion Offet Veld, popularly known as Mama Sarakasi, said arts can be a game changer in creating awareness as well as informing the public on the importance of keeping the environment clean.
Of course, climate change and our environment, our direct environment and the greater environment like around us, of course, we all know that there's a huge problem there, and we just try in our own simple way to give it a creative explanation or input so that people actually start thinking about what does the environment mean for us, what does climate change mean for us, and what can I do as an individual to just keep my relationship with nature healthy.
So we need to still push mambo ya environment. Lazima watu waangalie climate change imekuwa noma sana. Imekuwa noma, ina affect vitu mob sana. Imeweka watu njaa, imeweka watu position zingine, ma rivers imeblock, ma flooding ziko left, right and center. So lazima hakuna any other way ya kujaribu hata kusema tutafanya show about something else. It was high time lazima tufanye.
We are going to have a very aggressive environmental improvement. Remember, we created village councils, quite a number of them, I think about 180 or something. And one of the responsibility of the village councils is environment. The other one is water. Another one is agriculture.
Now, a section of businessmen in Mombasa County have expressed concerns against a businessman who they claimed has grabbed public land, making accessibility of other business owners to their plots impossible. The businessmen who led a demonstration denouncing the act now want relevant authorities to intervene and solve the standstill. While speaking to the press, the alleged businessman refuted the claims, arguing that he acquired the land rightfully, accusing his counterparts of intentions to grab the said land.
This is a public land, and behind there are other businesses ambazo ameweka ukuta, imefunga na ana kiburi, anasema yeye analisha wa Kenya, hawezi fanya lolote. Atukatai yeye kulisha wa Kenya, lakini asinyanyase wa Kenya wengine kwa mambo ya kuibia landi ya umma. Sasa watu wanaumia hapa nyuma. Tunaomba hivi na nasema hivi, wiki ijayo kama ijakuja bomolewa, kwa sababu tunampatia makataa ya siku 7, kama hata bomoa ukuta tutakuja, tutamobilize watu tukuje tuangushe na hatutaogopa.
Sisi tutakuwa vipi, tutaingia vipi kwetu kwa plot yetu na ametuvungia? Hii ni kitu mbaya. Impunity iko wapi? Impunity iko kwa mtu mnyonge peke yake. Haki ya kila mtu apate haki yake. Hii mlango tunaomba ipomolewe ili tupate njia ya kuingia kwa maplot zetu kule nyuma.
Hata ukienda kuangalia makaratasi na documents ambazo zinalingana na hiyo plot ama kiwanja, mtaona mwenye hiyo plot alipatia Mombasa Cement kuendeleza zile nini za donation food program. Ndio maana umeona pale tumefanya hayo miradi, lakini wakati wa COVID tukafunga, ndio hatujafungua mpaka leo. Mtaona kuwa pale hakuna road reserve, na mwenye hiyo ploti marehemu yeye mwenyewe ako na documents, ako na title, ako na kila kitu. Mimi nawahakikishia na nawaambia kuna mwanabiashara mmoja pale ambao anataka kugrab hiyo kwa benefit yake mwenyewe, personal benefits.
Bar and restaurant owners have raised concerns after the Kenya Revenue Authority stated that they will be increasing the tax by 6.3% on beer, water, juice and other commodities. Led by Simon Njoroge, who is the national chairman of the Bar, Hotels and Liquor Traders Association, Balita, while visiting Kitui County Bar Owners Association, pointed out that the government should have waited for them to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. Since some of them were forced to close entertainment joints, the members called upon President William Ruto to meet them to discuss, because when the tax will be increased from 1st October 2022, it will affect even the ordinary citizens. Yet, he has been championing for the bottom-up economic model.
4,000 members, and we are worried that we know from 1st October, KRA wants to increase tax of 6.3 in beer, water, juice, motorbike spares. As this industry, if you remember very well, 2 years ago we had closed down. I want to urge the government, today is a time to have a conversation. If anybody wants to increase more tax, and already mwananchi wa leo is still crying, can't pay the house, can't be able to buy flour, can't even be able to fuel his vehicle, it's a high time that you call Balita in a meeting and we discuss and help what can be added or what cannot be added.
Na Kitui Bar Owners Association, na tumekuja kuongea na wao tuone vile tutasaidiana, kwa sababu hii ushuru ikiwekwa 6.3% na mahali saa hii biashara zetu zimefika, tutafunga sote. Dera juzi walifariki kwa sababu ya pombe haramu. Mkituongezea mnakaribisha hiyo pombe haramu iuzwe kwetu na sisi wenye baa ndio tutashikwa.
Elsewhere, leaders from all walks of life who converged in Busia town to chart a way forward on the best way to fight the increasing cases of extremism along the border towns. Now, speaking during a forum dubbed Champion of Peace, the National Youth Council Chairman Busia Branch Benjamin Sireka appealed to the government to fully revamp Kazi Mtaani for the youth as a measure to curb incidences of violent extremism. The leaders further challenged the government to engage the youth and women on a close range to be able to understand the challenges facing the urchins in a bid to fight violent extremism in the border counties, Busia being one of them.
Mambo mengi amelenga vijana. Tukiangalia kwa sababu gani vijana hawana ajira, vijana wameachwa hapo hivyo, wajekewa mikakati mzuri ambazo zinaweza wasaidia ili wakaweze kujimudu katika kimaisha. Kwa hivyo sisi tunaomba serikali ambayo inaongozwa na Ruto, President Ruto, ni kwamba tunaomba kwamba akaweze kuwekea mkazo hilo swala la kazi mtaani, hiyo mradi irudi, vijana waendelee kufanya kazi because ilikuwa inasaidia vijana kulipa mabills.
Kenya, we are in a very economically deprived environment where cost of living is high and many of our young people becoming more vulnerable. Where we got people from non-traditional counties being recruited to violent extremism, it became imperative for the government to really fast track the preventive approaches towards radicalization and recruitment to violent extremism in the entire Western Kenya counties. The youth from the village, youth from the slum is able to even procure 100 desks in a local secondary school. Those kind of initiatives will provide an enabling environment for our young people to be more productive.
Busia tuko katika mpaka, ni ule uhusishaji wa vijana katika masuala ama katika miradi ya kiserikali. Kila wakati vijana wanahitaji pesa. Wanahitaji hata kule tu kukaa na wao chini kuwasikiza. Huenda wakawa hata na maono ama na njia ya kuweza kutoa suluhisho kwa ajili ya matatizo ambayo wanakumbana nao wao wenyewe. Na pia kuhusisha wamama katika masuala ya usalama. Kwa sababu hawa mama ndio wanakaa karibu sana na watoto wao, wanajua wakati watoto wao wanaanza kubadilisha tabia.
Now, most Kenyans are considering putting up houses away from the capital cities to less populated areas with better amenities. This is according to real estate players who say the switch is as a result of overpopulation and environment pollution in urban areas. The real estate sector was heavily impacted during the COVID-19 pandemic and is now slowly bouncing back after a difficult 2 years. The players were speaking during a handover ceremony of 35 housing units in Juja, Kiambu County.
Investment and crowding in the cities. This gives an opportunity for Kenyans to invest out of town, and the town, the population in Kenya has grown. In Nairobi we have a huge population, and when Nairobi was initially constructed, or rather developed, it did not have the capacity for the current population, I think, which is close to or even over 6 million people living in a very small space. So I think because of that kind of pressure, now the investors are going out to the previously rural areas.
Real estate, just like any other business, has prayers that are not honest as well. It's not only real estate that we experience that in every angle of it, but I always tell clients it's very good to know and judge a company even before you engage yourself into that particular company, because history defines everything. And again, also visit, go see, ask about people, learn what other people are doing, compare what we are doing when it comes to quality, things like those, because at the end of the day, it is value for your money.
Meanwhile, Kakamega Governor Fernandez Barasa has put on notice cartels frustrating efforts of the revival of Mumias Sugar Company, saying it is their priority as a county to revive the ailing sugar miller for job creation and economic growth of the region. Speaking during the homecoming of Marama Central MCA Philip Minor in Shiswiswi area in Butere sub-county, Barasa urged locals to embark on serious sugarcane farming to ensure supply of raw material at the company. He also revealed plans to release 20 million shillings ward fund to the 60 wards, as well as give subsidized fertilizer to farmers, a program initiated by his predecessor Wycliffe Oparanya. The county boss has promised to collaborate with the national government and serve everyone, regardless of their party affiliations.
Tuko majirani na Uganda. Tuko na ugonjwa wa Ebola, and I want to commit kama Kakamega County, we are putting in place measures to ensure that we prevent ugonjwa wa Ebola coming this side. Lazima tujichunge because ile ugonjwa wa Ebola ni ugonjwa hatari sana. And I want to direct my CEC Health kuhakikisha kwamba ameweka mikakati ya kuzuia ugonjwa wa Ebola kufika hapa Kakamega. Kwa sababu we want to have a healthy county with a healthy people. Wale cartels wa Mumias Sugar, I want to put you on notice. Please wacha yule receiver manager ambaye alileta sarai kufufua kampuni. Let us depoliticize the revival of Mumias Sugar. Najua kuna wale investors wengine, wale makreza ambao wanatumiwa with some of the political leaders kuanza kurudisha ile mipango yetu ya kufufua Mumias Sugar nyuma. Na mimi kama one of the key stakeholders, I want to put you on notice. Please wacha watu wa Kakamega washughulike na mambo ya kufufua Mumias Sugar. The first motion kwa county assembly itakuwa ya kuleta ward fund ili tupate maendeleo katika kila ward. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa manifesto yangu, na mimi najua sisi kama viongozi mambo ya vyama tumeweka nyuma, tuanze kushirikiana county assembly na executive ili tufanyie watu wetu kazi, tulete maendeleo hapa. I want to commit, tutaendelea mpango mbolea ili tupatie watu wetu mbolea na pia tuwapatie mbegu tuweze kuwa na vyakula hapa Kakamega vya kutosha. Na bweni, hiyo ndio mambo ambayo nitashughulikia sana. Na mimi I want to commit leo ya kwamba tutashirikiana na viongozi wote wa serikali ya juu, kwa sababu we must collaborate for effective development of Kakamega County.